Your sexual choice is something you've probably never considered, and yet it's something that is behind the wheel and driving your sexual experience. Your sexual choices equates to how you feel about sex. The choices you're making before, during, and after sex are directly linked to your sexual mindset and sexual self-esteem. What is your sexual choice? Making a choice is a process of considering different options, weighing pros and cons, and deciding to realize one particular course of action. An example is when your partner initiates sex. You weigh the pros and cons and decide whether you're going to have sex. Let's expand that to a single sexual encounter where a multitude of conscious and unconscious choices are made. And because you're making so many choices in a short time frame, they're all jumbled together. Now, to help you make sense of this, I want you to listen to this typical sexual situation a woman finds herself in and the choices she tends to make. I want you to identify one choice that you may be making from this example. And FYI, you're not going to like this example. Because women are socialized to be a passive player in her sexual experience, she lets her partner initiate sex. That's a choice. Like many women, she resents that sex was initiated at an inconvenient time, but feels trapped and can't say no. That's a choice. She wants her partner to see she has a lot going on, which is a choice, which makes it difficult for her to get in the mood. During sex, she only does what her partner wants to do. That's a choice, and never asks for more. That's another choice. Ironically, even though, like so many women, she doesn't like what her partner is doing, and that's a choice, there's a good chance she will pretend to enjoy it, a choice, and fake orgasm, another choice, just to get the sex over with quickly. That's another choice. When the sex is over, she'll probably be unhappy about it and believe it was a waste of her time. That's another choice. Each of these small choices can lead you down a giant rabbit hole of negative emotions. By making the same choices over and over again, women soon find themselves stuck in a predictable and cliche not wanting sex rut. Let's stop here just for a second. It's okay if you're feeling resistance to the idea that you are in control of your sexual experience. So many women go along with what their partner wants to do during sex, and she doesn't believe that she has a choice. It's similar to resisting the idea that women hold the power in their sexual experience because women are usually the gatekeepers of sex, and whoever is gatekeeping is in charge of when and how the sex happens. If you aren't happy with the sex you're currently having, it's time to take responsibility for the choices you're making before, during, and after sex. Taking responsibility for your beliefs and judgments gives you the power to change them. And this is your ticket to sexual freedom. Having sex is so emotionally charged that knowing the sexual choices you're making is important because each choice creates a response pattern for how you react and interact with your partner. The brain's emotional centers never sleep and constantly send messages to the rational brain, which is the part of the brain that responds to situations with good judgment and an awareness of long-term consequences. This means emotions are tied to every single sexual choice you make. You might be asking yourself, well, why is that important? They've done studies to show women experience the emotion of memory exactly the same way she did when it first happened. So it could be 10 years later, and if that memory surfaces, she will experience the exact same emotions. Meaning, when you make a sexual choice that you're not happy about, chances are you're going to relive this unhappy emotion over and over again. What can you do about it? First of all, be aware of any pushback you may have about taking responsibility for the sexual situation that you've created. There's zero blame, and shame here. There are millions of couples in the exact same sexual predicament as you. So making new and healthy sexual choices is straightforward. So let's use the example. Like many women, she resents that sex was initiated at an inconvenient time but feels trapped and can't say no, which is a choice. If you are that woman who feels trapped, what new choice can you make to feel empowered? First of all, understand what drives this choice. Are you saying yes to sex because you don't want to start a fight? Or do you feel guilty because it's been a few weeks and you need to get sex off your to-do list? Does saying no mean your partner will withhold their love and affection and be cold towards you for the next few days? Number two, get perspective. So we're going to take the emotions out of this and we're going to look at it from a 10,000 foot view or from your partner's perspective. Number three, be okay with compromise. You don't want sex at the moment. What can you do? The yes or no options to sex both carry too much negative fallout for you. Yet, happy relationships are based on compromise. So, how do you meet your partner halfway? Perhaps this is an opportunity for you to use your responsive desire. That's putting your body into the motions of sex to wake up your arousal and your desire. Or you can make a new choice and compromise. So, if your partner wants sex now, they need to motivate you to help you get in the mood. Number four, during sex, take a deep breath and as best you can, engage your senses. Focus on the fun you're having. Look for what feels good because when you focus on what's going right with your sex, it's easier to make healthy choices the next time. And finally, be present when you make an old choice. Instead of tuning out or becoming upset with yourself that you made the same choice that you made and it makes you angry and you don't want to do that anymore, just chill and be present with it. And think about how you will make a different sexual choice the next time. How can you go from sex being something that you have to do to something that you want to do? It's going to take some time and effort and change on your part, but not as much as you think. And I'm here to help you every step of the way. Visit trinareed.com and get your free copy of the Sex Bootcamp Masterclass. Listen to the Sensational Sex podcast and join the success community. Making healthy, sexy choices all starts at trinareed.com.